Evening, Gooners. How are we? Welcome to the match reaction. I'm sure you can tell by the tone of my voice. I'm a little bit frustrated. I feel like we dropped points tonight rather than gained a point, but we'll get into it. Please hit. Sorry, I'll speak a minute. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Up to 400 now, which is absolutely amazing, guys. Please get involved in the comments. Wayne, good evening, mate.
How are you doing? Good evening, Bones.
Do you want to start us off?
Yeah, cheers, mate. Listen, there's a lot of varying degrees. I don't know why I do it. Maybe it's just, it used to be a frustration years ago where, you'd go and after a match, you'd go clicking on AFTV videos and thinking that'll help your day. But I don't like the channel, so I won't be doing that. So I go on X and, yeah, I end up just reading stuff and it winding you up with other fans and stuff like that. Listen, it's frustrating. The only thing you can look at that is we are 7 points clear. It's the ruthlessness for me. I think it's Mikel's his own worst enemy. As much as they're fighting to be out of a relegation battle, he also did the same thing to City. Let us not forget. But at least City have got a goal. I can't remember what is it, 1 or was it or 2? I can't remember what
2-1.
it was.
When they linked it 2-1, didn't they? In the end,
Did they nick it 2-1?
2-1.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus! So there you go. So all right, so City won. This is the thing is, as much as they've lost, right? That's the be all and end all of it. And you know, there was no energy in midfield. Again, Erdegaard has been missing. And listen, this is not. We're not going to be digging our captain out.
No,
We're
I,
just
I think
saying he's
I
looking a
think
bit knackered, and Eza should have played. Or you know what I mean? Yeah, it is. And thanks for joining Napshot. Nice to see you again, my friend. And we did. It's I don't know if it's fear, if it's handbrake on, but this is just one of them games again where this is on Arteta, mate. Super Mendy is playing a lot of games. He's clearly like knackered. Declan Rice is you sort of like your number one, number 6 and 8. We're shattered.
I welcome Hammers
Evening.
Football. Evening, Tony and Wayne. First time in, giving a like. Thank you. Didn't see this as a draw today against Forest. No, we didn't either, mate. We're really
Yeah.
pissed off. But well
Listen,
done, though,
for
for
you,
your
yeah,
result. You must be
yeah.
happy, mate.
Yeah, well, that's to say, yeah, for them boys. But yeah, listen, it should
Sorry
have
we
been.
couldn't do you a favour.
Yeah, the guys that always ripped me, one of the boys there was said, I've always been an Arsenal fan. I thought, yeah, of course you have, mate. But obviously wanting us to turn Forest over. But yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Snapshot.
Good. I'm on
I
too
put
late.
it in the preview tone. I know it's got preview at the bottom here. We haven't had time. It's meant to say
Oh,
match reaction. But please listen, Tone. We'll move on from it, mate. You don't worry about that. I'm messing with you because we've
I
had a
can
quick turnaround.
go on. You chat,
Um,
Wayne. I'll fix that.
yeah. Listen, Napshot again. Thank you, everyone for joining. Please keep them coming at the moment. We did, and as I said in the preview, and Tony will show. We
There
can
you go.
show it.
Sorry about that, guys.
I put Eze in the team. If he continues to want to play Odegaard,
Sorry, mate.
yes, we
Yeah,
did.
we did.
We did, mate.
Yeah, we had our own agenda. We did
We
want to
had
go
our own
9 points.
agenda, but we let yeah, exactly, mate. But it's ridiculous. The
Yeah.
thing is as well, Tone. I knew anyway. I hate Sean Dyche.
Oh, he's a
And
prick, isn't he?
that's
He's
it.
always moaning.
He's always
Oh,
moaned, but he's like, why you still got a Premier League job? But listen, that's what he does. He's anti-football, and he doesn't play the game for football. They're falling over. They're trying to do tactical stuff. Pardon me, sort of thing. Yeah, I knew it was going to be a difficult one. So he knows how to play, and he's known how to play Arsenal for bloody donkey's years. Yeah, here we go. And welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining, Charles, as usual, my friend. It's in the script. It was, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Yeah, I'll read this out, mate. Thanks for joining, Charles. As
Thanks
always,
for
one of our
joining. It's a very
regulars.
good point, Tone.
I saw it, to be honest. Forest Sean Dyche, it was in the script. To change the script needed Mr. Low Block, but he has introduced too late, and Odegaard just
Yep.
padded too bad. We move. Yeah. No, look, Joe, what Odegaard really annoyed me tonight. He got shoved off the ball far too easy.
He's
right?
not strong enough, Tone.
And
No.
if you're number, and I was sitting there going, does Eze do a different job? Like he's taken off Martinelli at half time, put Trossard in.
Yep.
Why not make a bold move with Odegaard? He weren't that good today.
Why did
No?
listen, in all due respect, Marina complain. I don't want to be cutting you up, Tone. I apologise, my friend.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate that.
Thank you. I mean, we appreciate that, my friend. Thank you very much Thank you very much, matey. Listen, I thought Ezra should have come in early, but them subs. I mean, what did I know that Gyökeres again divides opinion and certain stuff he does. Again, it could be that he's played 90 minutes. He's done with those 70 odd minutes, didn't he, against Chelsea? But you've taken him off, and Jesus does absolutely nothing. Like, what is the point? I tell you what, Tone, he should have put Moreno up top, and instead of Jesus coming on, put Eza. He's got to stop this Jesus coming on. Jesus should be our cut player, right? Eza should have come on much earlier. If it wasn't for Erdegaard, he should have come on as a false 10. Let Erdegaard drop a little bit. Look, it was just too little, too late. In that he can unlock a team like Nottingham Forest, and this is what I'm saying, mate. You have to buy players. You spend 60 odd million for it, and you ain't utilising him. There was clearly tired legs in there, and he just didn't refresh it up.
Yeah, this comment here from Jaspende. I don't think it is. City was tired. We were tired. Plus, we had three very big chances. Marino won, Martinelli won, and the Saka one. We should have rotated a lot more. And I would put that on Arteta. I would as well. He took.
Yeah.
Joe, I was shocked he didn't start Saka today. He played Madueke, and I was all for that because it just changes it up a little bit. Martinelli, but I feel like this was a game for Eze, right? But one thing that did prove me tonight, Wayne, and I went and actually made a thought to speak to you about it on our stream tonight was
100%. Yeah, go for it, mate.
We're asking for Odegaard to be put in number 8. The way he was getting shoved off the ball today, I can now see why he's not being played in that number 8 role because he can't break play up. How many opportunities did he have to break play up? Right, he's too what's the word I'm looking for? Timid and soft. Yeah, like he won't. I mean, Eze's not far off of Odegaard in that sense, but I would say that Eze would have put more of a shift in terms of tackling in that area or breaking play up.
He's got to, Tony. He's got to listen. He's got to learn. And this is his problem. Yeah, and his problem is that he's not willing to rotate. He's not willing to do it. And I say you wait till 77 minutes. Oh no, let's bring Eze on. He's rusty as fuck. Like, what is he going to do?
He's not going to do nothing in 8 minutes, is he? He's not going to do nothing in 8 minutes. Because Odegaard float around and do fucking sod all. This is what I'm saying. You didn't for this game. You did not need someone dropping in between Rice and Zubimendi. You needed someone to stay with Gyökeres. Yeah. Again, Gyökeres had an isolated game. So I'll get this comment out of the way. I've got a question for you, Wayne. Let me get this comment out of the way. I've got a question for you about Gyökeres. As we only know, I'm not a fan of Big Eze, but he should have started instead of Odegaard. Yeah, exactly that.
Odegaard, listen to Jazz, but we haven't listened. This is not anything against the captain, against Odegaard. This is just that we're saying he's looking, for me, last couple of games, looking leggy and not getting in the game. If you're not capable of doing a captain's performance, could be fatigue, could be whatever it is. Remember, he's been in and out of the squad injured this year. That was a chance for Eze to give Eze a chance in the number 10 at least. One year he's not on the bench, so Eze should have really started, and then you bring Odegaard off. But again, this is Arteta not having the balls, in my opinion, and he does it quite often. We're not gonna. We're 7 points clear. We have to remember that. But this could have been 9 points, and he could have been a little bit more expressive. But again, he's just too conservative. Why are you playing conservative against a manager like Dyche, who's conservative as well? Why?
We knew he would sit back. We knew what he was going to do.
Play him like you're playing him at the Emirates, but no, he doesn't. It's just that he's lacking for me. That's the balls that he needs in certain games.
Yeah. Charles, but I'm okay. Not distraught. It's not a game to be distraught. To be honest, City had 6 shots versus them. Nottingham Forest had 2 versus City last game. We had 3 shots. Nottingham Forest had 0. It's just what it is. No,
we controlled them. We controlled them, Charles. But yeah, it's just that end product, mate. That attacking side. Good evening, Shuri. I'll let Tony read this out. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, good evening, mate. I'll tell how many times do you say this 6 years he can't pick up a balance lineup? Why is it every sub for like best football we played was Eze and Gyökeres Marino up front?
Thank you. Thank you very much, mate, and well said. Well said, Shuri. Listen, I know obviously as the Jasper has said as well. I mean, I'm a personal fan of it, but this is what the channel's at. We got a difference of opinion. We chat. We don't, we're not going to be shouting down, effing and blinding and looking for hits like that. We just chat about the Arsenal. I think that Eze plays it's a more fluid role. He could be, and we needed that today. We didn't need passers. I think we set up Martinelli. I think was a wrong choice in this game. I think he should have been a finisher, not a starter. That's not me having a dig at Martinelli. It's me on the opposition you're playing. And I think maybe he should have
Would you
just.
have started Eze instead of Trossard in that left-hand side then?
I would
Change
have
it
I
up.
would have tried Eza, and I would have had Trossard come on, even if he had to, for either Zubimendi. Rice has got to stay on the pitch. He's fundamental. Unfortunately, he's that player. He does it for England. He does it for Arsenal. He's your 90-minute man. You have to play him week in, week out. So I would have gone a bit further into the game, and if we were still struggling, I would have got Trossard on, and I would have either taken Zubi or Erdegaard on. Because let's be fair, it's Zubi didn't have a great game, but we have to realise his fatigue, and I think as well, Tone. As much as we're not here to be digging Erdegaard out. I think it's fatigue with him as well, mate. He needs to be rested. He will obviously be in the week, but I'm thinking to myself, he should have gone maybe as much as I and me and you agreed with it in our private chat. I still think he should have gone as strong as possible, but changed or either changed it up. But Eza can, as we've said before, can be our Saka. He has their moments about him, you know. And someone said, "Oh, what's it? I think how much? I think Yoker has got like 5 goals in the league, 4 or 5 goals in the league, or
Yeah.
something. 4 goals.
So while
Give
we're
him
on your
Trossard
quiz,
a
Wayne, quick
joint, a
question for
joint
you.
bloody scores. Go on, mate.
Question on what your quiz. Do you think he should be doing better with that when he was through on goal?
The frustration for me. Listen, I don't know if he's too top heavy. I don't know
Because
if
he's getting
he
absolute
could have got
pelters on
away.
X about it.
Yeah, listen. I mean, when he sees that, I thought this is a chance where he goes. He did. He's lost. From what I've seen, he's lost a yard or two of pace. Jokeres in his early Coventry days, at times in certain situations with Sporting as well. He seems to me that he's lost that kind of burst of pace that would get away, and he's allowed the defender in. Um, but yeah, again, listen, Tony, it could be a number of things, and it could again be, is he fully 100% there when everyone's digging this guy out? We don't know. We can't be sitting there making excuses, but he seems to me as he's burst of pace that he had has kind of evaporated at this moment in time, and it's I don't know. Maybe again take him out of the fire, totally rest him again against Inter, maybe get mix and match between Havertz and Jesus that top dude. But he just to me he's lost from what I've analysing his goals that he scored. He's lost a burst of pace somewhere, and I think that's where it is. He needed that. You needed that quicker player just to get away from Murillo. But Murillo's no slouch, by the way.
No, he's
Um,
no a very good
so
defender. Him and
he's a very
Anderson
good
today
defender. But
were unreal. Him and Anderson and the
if
goalie
they
was
didn't have them
unreal.
tone, they literally, mate, they'll be banging trouble. But I think they're quality defenders. We've looked at Murillo. If we're not looking at Anderson, then we need to sort ourselves out because we should be looking at Anderson.
Yeah, he
But
was good
yeah,
today. He was good
yeah.
today.
Listen, you got to praise where praise is due. The problem is we're challenging at the top. These guys are challenging at the bottom. You should, if you want to win Premier Leagues, you have to beat teams like this. You
Yeah.
know.
I've got a few comments to get through. Wayne, let's get through 'em.
Yeah, go for it, my friend. Go.
Is it a crime to play two strikers when you need to break the deadlock, especially against a club that was uncomfortable in a low block? The subs are always predictable and the shape remains the same. Completely agree, Nap Shop. Good evening, mate.
No, sure.
Last week,
You're taking the thought process out of our. Me and Tony's discussed this straight out of our
I've,
mouth, mate.
you know, he, what happened to 4-4-2? Because
Yeah.
we moved the ball quickly. Why do we need a number 10 in certain games? Like this game, would two strikers, get one naturally, right? One would trap back and you leave one up top. Now, what's stopping us in these sort of games to put two strikers on? Why don't Jesus and Havertz start? And you just have Zubi and Rice in the midfield. You don't have a number 10. You just have two wingers, right? And then, or you play Eze in that striker role and he drops into that midfield, or when he's in the attack, he's up there with Jokeres. Or Havertz. Or do you know what I mean? There is different systems he can play, but he doesn't do it.
No.
And ultimately, I was sitting there today. We've got to go away to Leeds. We've still got to go away to these teams that are going to go like Brighton away. We sort of do that stuff where they're going to sit in deep, right? And they've got Forest had Hudson-Odoi is absolutely rapid, right? And there was a few moments where I thought, we're going to get caught out here. I think if Chris Wood plays in that game today, I think we're in trouble because there was a few moments where they whipped the ball in, but there's no one in the box. That Igor Jesus or whatever his name is, he weren't really on it. Right?
People are just saying he's kind of like a regen of Gabby Jesus, really, like from Brazil. He's that kind of forward tone, you
Yeah.
know.
Sharia says our brand of football is not enough to win a league title. We might win a title, but we won't retain it next year with this brand of football. It is predictable. I do, that is my
Um,
worry.
sure,
And
yeah,
I'm
I
almost
agree.
like
I agree, mate.
it, I'm frustrated because we could have gone 9 points clear tonight, and that would have been a really good cushion. With the difficult away games we've got, Leeds are no mugs at Ellen Road, right? That's going to be a
Yeah.
tough game. United, all right, yes, we was all. I was literally over the moon earlier today when they beat City. They didn't just beat them; they annihilated them all over the
Mm.
pitch, right? And then it's like, right, now go and win our game. Go and win our game. Go 9 points clear. It sets a bounder. You literally you've put City in the dust, right? You literally there's a long way to go, and we just don't do it. Whenever you have these moments, Liverpool the same. City messed up. Go and beat Liverpool at home. Go and beat them at
Yeah.
home. Didn't do it. Away to
Look at it
Nottingham
this way,
Forest,
Tone.
right?
We could be at 4 extra points. Sorry, dude. We could be 11 points clear of City right
Yeah,
now if we won them games, the last two games.
yeah. Yeah. Charles said, "What puzzles me is always likeness to hoofballs into Jesus versus when Havertz on the bench." Yes, I
Why?
is that
Why does he
you bring
think?
him on,
Why?
you bring him on, and then I see your point that we're whipping balls long to him. He's never going to get to them. He's never going to get to them. It's not
No.
like Saka come on, and all Saka done was go on to that left and whip it in. Forest
Yeah.
like going in, we'll sit here all day long. We'll defend them all
Murillo
day
and
long.
the other guy, the Milenkovic or whatever it is, they're just heading them balls out all game long. Yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah,
said, I'm so tired of this manager's conservativeness. Sorry if I'm reading that.
conservative. Yeah,
Work, like watching Arsenal is such a chore, and I'm not lying. League title or not, many players need to be moved on. Really, actually need to revamp the squad again. Um, I I get your point. I really get your point. I don't think Arteta will do it. Like, they're his players. They're the players that he's brought in. He trusts them, and yeah, I think Odegaard for me was absolutely shocking today. He really was. Um, and you rely on he's a ball playing midfielder, and he was never in them areas. When he was in them areas, he got crowded out. Anderson absolutely pocketed him today.
yeah.
You know,
Listen, this is what I'm saying. That sometimes though, Tony, you've got to, as I say again, I think there's been quite a few. I mean, like Liverpool second half, Odegaard disappeared, right? And Shiri, I'd like to just obviously just flag that comment up, and I agree with you, mate. It is there's a major issue as well in the attacking side of it, mate. And this is what whether we've divided on Ezra or not. I just think sometimes you need these different kind of players to change the game. Like someone said on X, and they said, look, with Ezra, he's that kind of maverick, and sometimes this team needs a maverick because you're too rigid, you're too structured, you're too back and forth. Let's go right, let's go left, and then when it goes back to Raya, it's designed to pull them out of position, and then we go again. But then we don't do much of it. Raya, you know what Raya does? He puts his foot on, doesn't he? Rolls it back, and he goes again because he's trying to draw people on. We're going left, we're going right, we're going. There's,
very good point. I actually stared at the wall 10 minutes after that game, and our players are all talk and not all action. They never seize the initiative. What happened to individual brilliance? Exactly.
this is
I
what we're
literally
asking
think
for.
we could still be playing now, and we wouldn't have scored, and we wouldn't score
Yeah.
against Nottingham Forest. And I think there's been loads of games this season where you can say the same thing. We could still be out there now on that pitch, and
Listen,
we'd still
you
be
know
nil-nil.
what? There's just we dug deep, Tone, and we won some other
I'm going to get into this.
yeah,
Charles,
we
thanks for
didn't want to I didn't want to get Tony started so early,
Pen,
Charles, but I
pen
think
shout
I think
legit or
it's
not? As per Arteta's press conference, legit. Right. Can someone in the chat, right, before you hit the like button, of course, can you explain to me what the handball is? Because I'm literally lost now. I'm lost. He's
Tone, the handball
literally,
is this. You
he's
see this,
literally,
you can stop it, you can stop the ball going off and try to stop it with a corner.
he's
It's perfectly
scooped it.
fine, apparently.
He's got emotion. He's because he didn't want to give away a corner. He scooped it back
Of course
onto
he
the
did.
fucking pitch.
Like
How
that and
many
boom. Yeah.
cameras do we need for VAR to go, oh, that's a bit dodgy, isn't it? What he's done there. But it's a natural movement for him to do that with the ball. He might as well, Joe, what, he could have fucking caught it and put it back down and go, oh, that's a natural movement, that is.
Right, put it in
What
perspective as well.
look,
what
By
if
the
it was
way,
in the other shoe,
I'm not
Tone?
holding this as the main card, right? But
Yeah.
because we played shit tonight, and I think we have to hold the hands up there as supporters. We played shit tonight, but how that is not a penalty is absolutely beyond belief because he's literally taken the ball and scooped it onto even the commentary when
They knew. She said it's a penalty. Like,
yeah. I like her, by
he
the way,
said
as a
it's a penalty.
commentator. You
Yeah,
know,
Sue, I think it's Sue. She's an ex. Yeah, Sue. I can't remember her surname. She's
she's a
in all
brilliant
due
comment, and
respect.
she went, "That's a
Yeah.
penalty for me," because he's sort of scooped it back onto the
So
pitch.
this
So
is
I
your
mean,
hand up here, guys. On a football pitch is a natural as a defender or for is a natural position.
Aina
And we don't.
was shitting himself. He was shit when the VAR was checking that. He was shitting his pants because he
He
knew
knew he was.
he knew
He knew it was
he
a penalty, and they got away with one. And that's because Darren England is a Liverpool fan, and the man refereeing, who he shouldn't be refereeing
was on
Arsenal
Man
games
City's
anyway,
payroll.
is
So
on
tell
Man
me that
City's
isn't
payroll,
dodgy.
going out to the UAE and getting paid by them to referee games out there, and to the this is what we're dealing with,
Whenever I
and
see
that's
Michael Oliver, well, because I didn't know he was ref in this game, I don't research it because I know it winds me up before the game. But when I see that fucker in the tunnel, I was like, my heart always drops because I know something's always going to happen. And to be fair, not much did happen, but
look at
I must
VAR.
admit,
I'm surprised those twats
that,
didn't try to give that penalty. Sorry, Tone, with Timber. You know Timber when he clipped
yeah,
the player was just outside the box. They were looking for any reason. But how can you look at that and then all you'll have them come out again? It was it's a fucking penalty. It's that's what VAR's there for. It's a clear and obvious error because the ref's not seen it. The guy was trying. Aina has tried to deflect that ball and stop it. And that is not a natural position, is it? That is not how is that a natural
yeah,
position? A natural division, a
he
natural
scooped it.
position as a defender should be your arms down here. How is it being up here? A natural. Like, how are you getting with
So,
that down in England? How are you on? How is a Liverpool fan on VAR time? How is that?
do you know what that reminded me of? Do you remember when, I mean, let me know in the chat if you ever done this, guys. When I was a kid and I used to play football in the cage with my mates and the ball would go up in the air and you'd flick it with your hand to go past
Yeah,
them for a joke. That's what
yeah.
that reminded me of.
He's just done it subtly to try to stop the deflection of the thing of the ball. Yeah, it's But listen, you know. Sorry, mate. We'll just read the Shuey.
Yeah. Go on, mate. Read that. Go on, read that.
Yeah, I want to say something, but I just think if we are a serious club, the cycle with this manager and some of our players is coming to an end. League title or not, the manager has to go. I feel we peaked. I
Oh,
think
well.
it's. I
Oh,
think it's. I
someone's
think it's a
upset
strong.
Sheree tonight. Bloody hell.
You're
That's
definitely. Yeah,
deep.
listen. I know it's. I know it's. Listen, mate. The frustration is there.
Yeah,
I think.
we,
Well,
we get the frustration.
what I'd say to you as well, mate, is there are some players. Listen, there's people on there still going with Erdegaard. He's still part of this team. There's moments you see him and you go, but there's times when you think to yourself, we kind of need to move on from having this number 10. We need to move on
Yeah.
from, if he's not strong enough to play left eight at times in games like this, when we can move further forward, is he your man? He's your captain, and you're taking your captain off after 60 minutes, right? And I want to put it in perspective for you. Right, you're giving the Saka's the armband to Saka, right? You're taking Erdegaard off. Oh, he's knackered, right? Whether you're tired or not, back in the day, you had Tony Adams, 97, 98, double winning captain. You won't take him off. He's your leader at the back. You could be able to put. He was a leader, right? 0102 was shared by Tony Adams and Patrick Vieira, right? That was Patrick Vieira never wanted stood up and he grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck. Yeah. Onwards to that, we went unbeaten in 2 years later with Patrick Vieira. You're the captain. You have to take games by the scruff of the neck. He's not that kind of captain for me.
This is why I want
You know.
Declan Rice to have that armband. I'm sorry,
Mm.
because when you watch his body language at the end of the game, he was literally standing to himself going, "That's fucking shit. This was shit."
Did you see it? No,
Right?
there's a thing that someone's actually put it on X Tone. Yeah, he's saying this is fucking shit. Listen, he knows full damn well that should have been we should have won come away with that game with a win. And listen, I'm again I've taken a lenient stance, all right, on Martinelli, but for me it just seems when he's in the Premier League, he's not always at top level. He can do it in the Champions League, he can do it in cup games, but that chance, if you're serious, that ball has to go in for Martinelli.
Yeah, that was
Right?
shocking.
You
That was
have to be
shocking.
deadlier in that. You have to put that ball in the back of the net as in that position. You know, Robert Pires Freddie Ljungberg, to an extent, Sylvain Wiltor, when we had him back in the day. You got Bergkamp, Henri, Canu. They put chances away like that, and it's the difference between, winning stuff and losing stuff. Right now, though, guys, I get what you're saying and the frustration. We have to look at it that is a piss poor performance, 100%. That's on Arteta. Whether it's the fact that he's still not rotating effectively, he's still not trusting the players to give them that time to have, Norgard's nowhere to be seen yet. He's meant to be a backup for Supermendy. Should he have done one of maybe put Moreno in the midfield and played Rice or Subi at the base today? You have to ask these questions and then rotate between them two to rest them. These are questions to ask, but we're still 7 points clear of Man City. At this moment in time, it could be tomorrow, it could be 4-0. Like in 24 hours' time, it could be 4 points. I apologise, guys. I don't know where
Villa go and play, didn't they?
Villa 4 points. I apologise. I don't know where the 4-0 come from. That's maybe my head earlier today, hoping we'd smash Nottingham Forest. But if Villa win, there'll be 4 points. But I want to say that I still want to be chased by a Villa than a Man City when they get a bit of momentum. But I think Man City at this moment in time they've got a couple of tough games and they will struggle, Tone.
Yeah, but they've got Gay coming for a medical on Sunday. That's only going to boost them now as well.
It'll boost them, but the rest of the defence is shocking, Tone. I don't think one player changes that. I think obviously losing Gvardiol, Jones, and Diaz, their wing backs, they've been getting away with it. And I think that Nunes and the right back, Mateus, whatever, I can't remember his name. Sorry. I can't remember his bloody name. He was covering at right back. He's a midfielder. I think Mateus Nunes, I think it was. He was there. He was playing right back for them. I think he's picked up an injury, so they're getting a young lad in there. They're vulnerable. They can be got at. Man United showed that today. Gay or not, he can't be a one man band. So no, they will struggle. But as I said again, it just feels we're just shooting ourselves in the foot. Why can't this football club just make things a little bit easier? They were there to be beaten, and Sean Dyche, he does it all the time. How has Arteta not figured out that he needs to play a different way against a Sean Dyche team? And I was thinking again, Tone, do you remember when he took over Everton? And we were very lucky in my opinion.
How many times we go Goodison Park, and the last time at Goodison Park they beat us 1-0.
Yeah, and that's a Sean Dyche team. This is what I'm saying.
We've not beat a Sean Dyche team by more than 3 goals, have we? Really? Whenever we ever beat them, we never slaughtered these teams. Arteta should know what he's going to set up to do. Like today, he played for the draw. He's in a relegation battle, right? It was one of them things was, if we can't win it, don't lose it. Right? And
this is what they want to shut up yet. They want that point, Tone. They want that point. It's a point
throw the kitchen sink or anything, does he? He doesn't ever throw the kitchen sink at stuff.
Look, Charles says here, Tone, as well. For you as well, he's like, well, I mean, Wenger won't come back to the cover and interfere, Charles. But I get what you're saying. The problem with Wenger is always the defensive side of the game. His ability to create a team. If Wenger had these attackers, we would be ridiculous, but we might be conceding a bit more. But the problem is now, as I've said in previous streams when we first started doing this, me and Tony, the balance for Arteta between being a solid defensive unit compromises our attacking play, and it's that balance. And again, this is on display again today. It's on display against Liverpool. Liverpool was crying out for Ødegaard to come off and Eze to come on to just do something. He has to start trusting players. And if you don't trust Eze as a left winger currently, then he should be replacing the captain. When the captain goes disappearing, like he's disappeared today and disappeared against Liverpool. Subi's struggling. Stick Rice in the middle. Stick Rice at 6, and then you get you tell Moreno to join an Eze, for argument's sake, in the midfield. Just he's not brave enough, and that lineup. So you've got 2 midfielders.
On this point, Wayne, Charles making a very good point here. I mean, why not get Thierry Henry in to work with Gyökeres?
Thierry Henry or Ian Wright should be. I think, in my opinion, Thierry Henry more so because he knows a more of a modern day one. But Ian Wright, he knows where the go is. Either one of them would do the job. But as I say, I just think again that was an opportunity, and he just lacked that bit of that pace to get away. And that he don't know where it's gone, Tone, because he's got he can run onto the balls. You know what I mean? He's just, excuse me and pardon me, guys. He's kind of, it's like he's lost a bit of pace. But I don't think that this game is solely on him. I just don't think Jesus coming on in this game was going to do nothing either. In all due respect, I think Jesus should be your cut player. And Champions League player. And I think as well, guys, and I think as well, Tone, that I think Martinelli as well is that kind of player. That I think he's more suited for a continental game and a cup game when you know at certain cup games and certain moments, you know, because again he struggled, and it's not solely on Martinelli, but the team struggles, and it's how Arteta sets up, Tone. You know, it's how he sets his players up, mate. It's just so rigid. You can't, you know, Noni Madueke is a chaos creator, right? And again, right now in the Premier League, he reads 0 goals and 0 assists. And you think to
Yeah.
yourself, this guy, you can see it on him, he can take people on, you know, but he's not doing it, Tone. So,
Also tonight, a lot of stuff went down the right again, all down one side.
yeah,
We don't switch to play quick enough for me.
yeah,
There's a comment here. Why do we have
yeah.
fullbacks in the half spaces? Imagine putting Carl Walker and Delph in the mid pockets and having Sterling or Lewis the same holding the width and not having KBD attacking the middle. Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't have worked, would it? I don't know where Arteta's getting these tactics from because if he did learn from Guardiola does change his tactics per game. He does tweak.
Listen,
Arteta
the
doesn't.
case in point, Tone, and as I say, I know he's kind of struggling, but look what's happening. He won it twice for him. Erling Haaland, he changed the way he played because Erling Haaland, a certain way, was not that kind of striker, so he adapted to him.
Yeah.
Whether they're 115 FC cheats or what, he adapted his system to win that league. You all right? That's what he did, and this is what I'd say. That is like Jokeres. Have you adapted properly yet to, you know? Yeah, I
No.
mean, again, Shuey, I mean, if you're going to leave early, yeah, like Subi again, I've said to Tony, there's certain game states you can't have both of these players on, in my opinion, because you need to get a more expressive player like an Ezra on a, you know what I mean? So, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Charles, very good question. How would you rate Saka's 7 today? I don't want to berate him, but him as a creative outlet has vanished. Plus, Odegaard also vanished. So this is hurting our open play chances. Now, me and Wayne was having a really good discussion earlier about Eze being a luxury player. I now think Saka is slowly becoming our luxury player to the point where, but then he's not always consistent.
He
Yeah,
he's been
when he come on today, again, he's too predictable. I think he's too predictable now. Everyone knows what
he
he's going to
hasn't
do.
in all respect due respect to the forward Tone, he's been nowhere near the levels that he's had, and he's been nowhere near Saka. If look at the thing is, I'm not saying Mo Salah is a different kind of breed of player, right? Mo Salah was given a free role last year by Slot. He was in the form of his life. Liverpool had the title wrapped up by the end of January. There was no one near him because he's on form. Yeah, our best player and the player that we've always looked to is a 24-year-old kiddie, and right now he's struggling, in my opinion, hitting his best form. You know, and listen, I as much as I reluctantly don't want to, because I still think you need to find a way to work with a number 9 like a Jokeres. It might be a case that you could try it out on against an Inter with Havertz and have that just to add a little bit of something different to look at in different ways at this moment in time, because he's form. He's just totally falling off a cliff lately. And Erdegaard again, I've got all I can put it down to is fatigue. Erdegaard last year though was piss poor, wasn't he? And he wasn't
Yeah,
injured. In my
yeah.
opinion, Erdegaard was piss poor last year. That's my opinion. And right now, you know, we're going back to last year's version of Erdegaard, but now he's disappearing. You know, and this is where we're asking as Arsenal fans. We want to, you know, we need to win games like this. This is a game you have to win. It's fine margins could come the end of the season, and you know at the moment is he at the level? Is Saka at that level? There's, you know, I can't. I ain't got an answer, Tone. I ain't got an answer to what that can be, mate.
This
But
is
they're
why
struggling.
I'm literally calling out Arteta to go right. We'll give Eze a chance. Give him
Eza
number 10.
has to start
Eze,
starting games, Tone, back now.
give him an
It's been
opportunity
too
to
long.
go back in there. I'm sorry, if
He needs to come back in, Tone.
Odegaard's not
Definitely.
performing, then find back in there. You know,
Mhm.
make Odegaard earn his place back. The problem is Odegaard, all right, Saka to an extent. Obviously, that actually surprised me. And you know, your players like I say mainly them two, right? Now, because except for Rice, right, is they know that they're going to be in that team sheet
Yeah.
in 90% of our fixtures. They know they're going to be the first choice on Arteta's team sheet, and I don't. It's not because of how good they are, but I think it's purely because their loyalness and the fact that he trusts them and they've been there from the start. Now, a lot.
Yeah.
There's only a handful of players now that have been there since Arteta took over as manager, right? And they've got him out of a hole. And I think he's got loyalty to them as well as they've got loyalty to him. But then at the same time, you you need to put that in the back of your mind and go, we've got a title to go and win. If we lose this title this season, there's nowhere for Arteta to hide. I'm sorry, there really isn't. It's going to be really like as supporters, we're going to take a lot of flack. We're going to get a lot of shit from everyone, all the other supporters, and I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to be sitting there going, "Oh, we've bottled it again. We've bottled it again," and it's just like 7 points is a good cushion. We've still got some tougher games. You know, why do we not take our opportunities? Today was a really good opportunity to go. Let's go 9 points clear. And it doesn't matter if Aston Villa win tomorrow. It doesn't matter. Now we're going to be looking at a game with, going, oh God, they could be They could be 4 points behind us.
Listen, this is a good one as well, Shuey. Exactly. I mean, if them listen, Everton, David Moyes, it is all dependent, sort of like But sometimes I think maybe they're better at away than they are at their ground. Sort of at certain things, it's a new ground. It could be sort of like something they kind of struggle to bed into that one. But again, I think
Yeah.
Aston Villa are
Do you know
phenomenal
what?
at their ground. That's.
That's a very, very good point, Tree. And if a guy with Arteta, right, everyone's like, hey, guy, margins, very close margins on each player, right? Wenger was really good at doing something, right? Yes, towards the later years when he got older, he sort of lost his way a little bit and the stubbornness kicked in, right? But one thing that Wenger was really, really good at was playing to the attributes of a player, right?
Yeah.
Thierry Henry, a really good example. I watched an interview with him once years ago, right? And there was always this thing of going, oh, if you're right footed, why don't you try on your left foot? Or if you always go on your right. And Wenger didn't do that. Wenger's like, no, you're right footed, and your technique is to bend it from your right foot. Get on that right foot and make sure you score every time. He was
Mm,
trained in that way make to take a gift and make it unbeatable, make it unplayable. And at times when
mm,
Henri got going and he got on that right foot, that little curve of the body, just bending around the keeper, that that was his signature, right? And he got so good at it because Wenger made him train on that one attribute. Not all right.
mm,
Obviously, he was professional footballers need to use both feet, but Wenger wasn't obsessed with going right. You got to use both feet. He literally let's train you. Let's develop what's strong. Let's make it even stronger,
yeah.
right? So it becomes deadly. Arteta doesn't do that. Arteta's got this system where it's like, right, let's get behind the ball, let's defend, let's pass the ball, let's not leave, let's margins of play, and all this stuff he talks about. Why don't you just let the players express themselves? Why don't just go in a game like this? Go right, Gabby, Saliba, let's keep it tight at the back, but let's go like my front three. Go and express yourself. Move around the pitch. Gyökeres,
Yeah.
go out wide, get the ball, go into make sure Morello is running his socks off to keep up with you, right? Because all it doesn't know, it's like, right, go on, I know exactly how it's. Sean Dyche would have gone rough and tumble them, right? Apply the pressure on them, and also someone stand next to Gyökeres all game because he doesn't move from the middle. He
No.
doesn't. But I purely think that's instructions from Arteta.
His instructions is pin the centre backs.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
his instructions by Arteta. Not run the channels like he does. Pin the centre backs for me. But again, the problem is with this is like we praised it in terms of what he does. Again, the output is like I say, like Trossard hasn't, but Trossard's been sort of in and out, and he had a few niggling injuries lately. But Trossard's not going to keep this form up throughout the whole season. So this is where I said, and that's why I said in the preview, let's get Eza on. Otherwise, you start Trossard. You don't start Martinelli, in my opinion. This isn't a game for Martinelli. And what's he going to do? Martinelli plays. You know, Madueke, you can see, yes, I get why you want to play him there. We want to play him. But, you could get
I
Saka.
don't think I don't think
Yeah.
Madueke done too bad today. I thought he done what he wanted to do. He
I'm
drives
not,
the defenders. He does,
he does.
takes his
Yeah.
man on.
Yeah.
He's quick. He's quite deadly. But um, with only one striker, I mean, our tactic is move the ball around and then whip it in the box. Whip it in the box. But then you whip it in the box to one striker because we ain't got many players that make them darting runs. Marino's probably the only one that benefits from this system because he's heading the ball.
Marino's the only player in this team, Tone, that can actually head the ball. And
Yeah,
I mean, he missed one. He come close, and you think when that happened, I thought this is 0-0. No penalty, no saving grace from that penalty. Isn't that penalty that wasn't,
yeah.
Um, and again, when looping header from Saka, your right winger, and the keeper pulls and tipped it around the post,
As
you're like,
unlucky. That was a good save, right? In all fair, Saka, that was a good header. So he done nothing wrong there. Put it on target, mate. But
it's just one
of
of them
course,
games that you have to,
goalie's gonna have a gap. What we've got to look at as well, sorry mate to interrupt you there, but one thing we have to look at as well with Forest is they're fighting for their lives as well. So when you're playing a team that's fighting relegation and they're everywhere, and especially you're playing top of the league as well. Right, the pressure's off
Sorry,
them.
guys.
So Speak just come out from Tree. We have players who are at minimum 15 goal players in the league, but this system doesn't cater to their strengths. We don't give them players the ball in favourite positions. Saka, Trossard, Eze, Martinelli. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah,
Charles,
I agree,
imagine
mate.
if Emery comes roaring from behind and wins it, boys. That's way worse than Leicester and over us again. I am sure Arteta will walk himself if he does. Yeah, I think he will. He'd have to. He'd have to walk. He would knows the
You
backlash
have
he'll
to,
get from
Charles.
that.
We've said on this channel, and I'm a supporter of him, of Arteta, right? But I still I say I like to tell him when I think he's wrong as a supporter. But I'm a supporter of Arteta, but he's got the tools, and I still think right now he's just falling back into old traps. But he's now the habit he's got is because Jesus is back. Jesus is coming on the pitch before Neza, right? Jesus is Havertz is not. I don't think Havertz is at this moment in time. I think he's trying to kind of wrap Havertz up in cotton wool to realise when you get to a end of Feb, March, April, they're normally and they're that's when Wenger would say, as well in his teams, February, March,
He's
April is your important kind of time. Get through a icky kind of winter period, but stay relatively in it. We're 7 points clear of a unlimited funds city right now. But as you said, as it said before, previous Aston Villa, in my opinion, you cannot let that happen. But I don't think Aston Villa have got the strength in depth to do it. We have, yet we're not utilising it for this kind of game. This is a game it should have been utilised, and Eze should have started from the off.
Yeah, what do you think of Shree's comment here, mate? Look at Saka on the left Saka on his left foot. Martinelli is good at creeping at the back. Same with Trossard. Eze Odegaard is a good passer and controller. We are wasting him at the 10. Yeah, look, the problem is with Odegaard. I know what you're getting at. He is a good passer with the ball. The problem that you've got is I wouldn't trust him at number 8. But what I seen today, he was getting barged off the ball. The amount of times where there was a 50-50 and he would dangle his leg and then lose it and then go on the attack. He's too weak to play the number 8 role. You got to have to cut play out as well as.
I think he's too weak to play. Sorry, Tyrone, I don't mean to. I think he's
Go
too
on,
weak
mate.
to play against their midfield. I think that Anderson is a strong, you know, he's a strong boy, and he just weren't strong enough, in that kind of sense.
Yeah, Seth, I think you're new to your channel, mate. Welcome, buddy. I'm not sure if you're a Gooner, but this the comment Gooners ingenious in controlling the
Gooner or
fairway
not,
flower
what
yet
you
again.
what
But
he's
it's a very
saying,
very
son.
factual point. We are
Whether you're a Gooner or not, welcome anyway, folks.
PTSD
We
kicking
are
in.
doing it. We're shooting ourselves in the foot, time.
PTSD kicking in there for me, and my PTSD is literally throbbing right now because Aston Villa home to Everton. They've got a good record at Villa Park. They picked up a bit of form at home. They win that with 4 points. We then go into the Man United game under a lot of pressure. Whereas if we go 9 points and they take us back to 6, it's a lot better cushion going into that United game. No, going into that United game, knowing that if we drop points and City and Villa win, they're 1 point behind us. That's what's so frustrating. An opportunity to create a bit of gap, and we didn't do it. We didn't do it, and we haven't done it this season. We haven't done it. It's really that's why I'm more frustrated today because you're playing a Forest team that we should be beating comfortably. I'm sorry. I mean, there was moments in that game, right? And Martinelli, he's got to bury that, right? He has to bury that. There's no. But then we should be creating
That's
more
the game,
chances.
right? That's the game right there, Tone. Really, I mean, and Jokeres almost breaking away. That was another opportunity.
Yeah,
You can't rely on VAR to give you a penalty in
no.
this day and age. You have to beat. I've said it before. You have to beat the team. If you're 2-3 nil up, that could be given as a penalty. But now we're going, but we were, the fact that we were shit, we couldn't, we weren't even, we were 0-0, and we're relying on a penalty. There is a penalty in all steps of all sense of the word, but it's how you interpret in there and how you interpret how your hands are there. But it's a different subject. You need to be winning that game, Tone. You cannot rely on VAR in this league. We know that. We know it from last year. We cannot rely on moments. We have to be good enough to beat the team in front of us, and we weren't today.
Imagine Saka, Trossard, Martinelli, Eze in the positions Timber, Calafiori take up. I am so tired of this tepid football. Give me a league, and I will be tuning to the Gooner Booth with my feet up. Yeah, well, yeah, I think we'll join you, mate. Yeah, but yeah, be more.
Right, listen. You know what though? You know what? It's a ride. It's a frustrating ride, Shuri. But listen, yeah, exactly, Charles.
12
what I
wins
would
from the
say,
next 70 matches, win the league. Right now, the maximum point seeking is 91. I can see them dropping 6 more points conservatively due for A games at top 6 grounds, 85. Yeah. The thing is, I do think Gahey's going to give them a boost. I know Wayne's about it's only one defender. I think him coming in that back four, Wayne, is going to give them a boost. Massive boost.
It will settle them, but I still believe as well. I still believe that they, I've said it prior. They can be got out. I said they could be got out with Diaz and Guardiola fit, Tone. I still think they can be.
Have they still got to play Liverpool?
They've got to play Liverpool. No, have they? I think they have. No, I think they've got to play Liverpool.
Have they gone to Anfield?
Yeah, I can't remember. Jesus, mate, you're asking the question,
chat, guys. Have they gone to Anfield? I mean, I think they've still got some big games. But we've got them tough little tricky. We've still got to go away to West Ham, and there's hopes on it. There's hopes on here that we'd be the ones to relegate them. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? But yeah, Shereen, another comment. Give me this league title, and I'll be casual. Be a casual. The only affiliation I will have with Arsenal emotionally is the Gooner Booth. We win or lose next season, no head loss.
Yeah.
They have Anfield, Spurs, Chelsea. I mean, no offense,
mate. Yeah,
no offense to the family. Our Spurs was in the family, but Spurs are. I have no idea what's going on with them right now. They literally can't get going. I think they need to sack their manager. We'll get Alf on for Spurs, but
listen. Sorry, Tone, go for this. I don't even know.
I'll say Thomas Frank needs to go, but I don't see them doing much against City.
The thing is, Tony, it's the fundamentals, isn't it? It's not always the manager. It could be the club
itself. Their bogey team, right? So I'm pretty sure. But then it might come down to, do they want to help us win the league? It's going down to, remember that, last season where that moment where Son was through and goal.
Well, the season before.
Are they gonna want to help us? Probably not. No,
the thing is any team you should. Yeah, Chelsea will. Yeah, they got. I think they have. So Anfield, sure. Yeah. I mean, listen. This is what it's all about here. You can leave it here. For me, that's what I said before. I said, listen, I'm not here to be slagging anything off, but previous fans, and we've all done it. AFTV was a show based on, it was on negative stuff all the time. So while here we're you want to go over there, it's fine, but you come here, we'll have a chat, and we won't be shouting and effing and blinding, and the manager's got to go. You know what it was like? You used to shove a camera right outside the person. They'd go to every game, fair play to them, home and away, but then they'll shove a camera in the face, like Shuri. Listen, mate, I get it, but if they're starting to shove a camera in your face, you'll be like, Arteta shit, this team shit, the attacking shit. You know what I mean? We come here, just come on here, we'll have a chat, we'll digest the comments and just come on. Feel free, guys. But yeah, it's a frustrating one. So you want to read this one out? Sorry.
Yeah, Leeds away in 2 weeks' time is the same game, but Leeds carry a better threat on the counter. Will this manager have learned from this? Yeah,
Tony just said that it's a difficult game.
We beat them 5-0 at home, right? But obviously, away at Ellen Road is not going to be an easy game. They're going to be well up for that as well, and they're starting to pick up a little bit of form as well. They're not a bad. I mean, Wayne's dad's a Leeds follower, so he'll be looking forward to that fixture. But I don't think that's an easy away game. But if you're going to win the league, you have to go away, and like tonight, you've got to find a way. You've got to find a way to win.
I mean it in all due respect, because we can't be slagging certain individuals, but this is where you want an Erdegaard or a Saka to turn up when it's getting difficult. And if he's not trusting the players he's brought, You know, Gyökeres does what he says on the tin in terms of what Arteta wants him to do. But again today, again he's feeding off scraps. And again, in my opinion, you unlock that guy by playing a Havertz or a Eza behind him. That, in my opinion, is the only way you're going to unlock him fully to get someone closer to him. Watch his goals. He's always got players close to him. He's got wingers breaking. Whether you say look at the league or not, just look at the way he scored goals for previously, and that's what you got to do to unlock that section of it. There's certain things he can tweak. He's got to have the balls to do it at that time.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I've got another screen there. If I'm not looking away. Yeah. No. I think. I think that. It's a tough one, isn't it? It's a tough one.
Yeah.
I think that who's our seller?
I agree with that, Charles. Yeah, exactly. That we should
City
we should be more points.
Yeah, lost pattern. We have only 7 points. Feels a
yeah.
little underwhelming, but it's fine overall. Yeah, look, as I said, we haven't lost tonight. We kept a clean sheet. We've done.
But Tone, to go back to your point, where is our seller? I'm sorry, and thank you, Charles, for that comment. But you're just getting to a point, and that's the point, Tone. We need to win a league. Like that.
You need your seller. You need someone that's going to in these sort of games. You need someone that's.
Henry did it, didn't he? When we were struggling,
get you over the line. Yeah, get you over the line. Get you through a game like this. Whether you take a 1-0 win away, you take it. Right? We don't have that. I don't think we have that. We have a very good squad, very good players, right? But do we have a world-class player? Do we have like a De Bruyne that can, play a cross in and just put it on a plate for Sterling? Do we have them sort of players? Do we have, your Mo Salahs, look at your, Van Dijk on his day would I won't say he would score goals, but I mean, if I'm picking out a player that's going to be that player for us, is Declan Rice, right?
And the thing is, exactly, and he's a 6 and 8, isn't he? The boys.
I can imagine, Wayne, that he would have gone into that change room after that game, and he would not have been happy, right? And and I think he's the sort of person that lets you know if he's not happy. I reckon he went in that change room and guys, this is fucking shit. Right, because he was saying it as he was walking off. He was going.
Well, I'd hope Mikel did. Tony.
I bet a boot went in someone's face when he went there. He probably lobbed his boots at someone. I went, this is fucking shit. I hope he lobbed them at Odegaard. He's supposed to be the captain. Right? No, if I'm it, like he was so frustrated. He got his boots and lobbed them at someone. I reckon it was Odegaard because Odegaard is supposed to be the captain. Before the game, they do a little huddle where they go around, right? And he's doing all this with his fingers, like obviously trying to G his players up. Where the fuck was you tonight, mate? Where was you? You're our captain. Right?
He's got to stop G'ing other players up and G himself.
If we're going to win this league, you're doing all this shit, right? Like you're fucking wanking off an elephant. What we doing, right? Sorry, guys. What we doing? What is he doing? Like you're our captain. And in games like this, you got to grab it by the scruff of the neck. If not, let someone else take it. Declan Rice doesn't get subbed off unless we're resting him. He's our captain. Him or Gabriel, I'm afraid. They're the captains. Give it to them.
Him and Gabriel are, yeah.
Give it to them. He won't do that. If I'm Arteta, he ain't going to do it this season. I know he's not. And Tony Adams, we had go back for our earlier videos, guys. We had a good chat about Tony Adams in a press conference, right? Saying that Declan Rice should be our captain. Odegaard is not captain material, right? Because he's a very, very good footballer, right? I reckon Odegaard would go back to the player that he was. If we go to him, right, I'm taking the armband off you, concentrate on your game.
Yeah, and as well as as you were just saying, yeah, agree, Sherry. It does feel it's tough when you feel it was like Declan had the ball and 90, no one's moving, and it's like, boys, you do realise that if we win this game, we're going 9 points clear. I'm with you. Yeah, go on. Sorry, mate. Wayne, it's frustrating for me. I could stomach this better if it ended 0-0 and Sal's had a world of performance and we peppered his goal, but I feel we never applied. No, we didn't apply ourselves fully, Sherry. 100%. You're right, mate. This is the frustration,
Yeah. Mike, welcome, mate. I think you're new. Thank you for
listen. Thanks for joining the channel. Thanks for commenting, guys, and please we figured when we do this video, once it's live, you can't like, but guys, we would thoroughly appreciate a like after the video. We appreciate it, and thanks for joining, mate. Yeah, listen, he's been shit for a few games, mate. This is your captain, and Eza can't get on the team, so in the team, sorry. Whether
But
that's if you don't, if it
if you're,
1 year is a young kid, would it give a chance to kind of have him a
yeah,
chance? But just
if you're
if
Arteta, right?
Odegaard's playing shit, Tone, take him out.
If
He's
you're
not,
Arteta,
you know.
if you're Arteta and you're subbing your
Yeah,
captain at 57 minutes or 58
yeah,
minutes, as Mike's mentioned,
yeah,
if
yeah,
that's your captain,
yeah,
as a man, you should be going, right, is this guy really my captain? If I'm having to sub him because he's playing shit and we're not getting
yeah.
nothing, it's supposed to be our number 10, it's supposed to be our most creative player. Did Kevin De Bruyne get subbed off at Man City? Did he?
Here we go. Yeah, and
You know?
exactly. And here's another one, Charles. Sorry, guys, just adjusting. It's been a long day. My back's killing because I've been
Yeah,
working.
go on,
I've been
Charles. I won't say
working.
that. Have you lads
Read it
observed
out first
on?
time. Sorry, mate. Go on. I'm just
Yeah,
trying
have
to
you
get
lads
comfortable.
observed on the pitch? Odegaard stays away from confrontation. Only other taller, bigger guys join in these situations. He doesn't even mediate. Yeah, who is there though? Right, who's right in the thick of things? Gabriel, Saliba, right?
Declan Rice. Yeah,
Even Zubimendi gets involved, right?
yeah.
You know, I don't. Yeah, he's nowhere to be seen. He's there flicking his hair in the fucking
I
background.
think,
But yeah, he's not.
I think today as well we can look at, guys. If we look at it on a positive note, as much as that was kind of frustrating, I think we put a lot of eggs in the basket against Chelsea. And I think two tough away games, you're going to come up short, which you have to look at it in that way. But I still
Yeah,
believe this is a game, the rotational is important. And again, I think he's just got some selections wrong, guys. It was winnable.
yeah.
It was a tough game. I'll give it that. But I still think this is a winnable game. It's
We
tough, but it's a winnable game. And we didn't have the we
When
didn't
if
have the
you're going to
minerals.
if you're going to win the league, mate, you got to pick up these moments. And if you can got an opportunity to go 9 points clear, I don't know what more incentive you need to go out and win a game of football.
100% Shuri as well. I think that's why he does get the captain
At
as
times, I
well.
feel Saka is a better captain than Odegaard because it feels like he's the only one who can unlock the door, and I expect that from our captain. Exactly that. Yeah, and I agree with that.
This is it. And the
Whenever
captain can't
Saka's
unlock the
captain,
door. And Saka's out of form, Tone. He's not at his usual levels, but he's a threat to keep on. You know.
Mike's hi guys.
Yeah.
He subbed him off versus Chelsea too, and that starts him today. Even I'm not Marino fan. I think he offers more than no. You know what?
Tone. I would have argued if
Can't
I
help
would
but
have argued.
I
I
can't
would have
argue with that.
argued if Moreno started instead of Erdegaard, but not Eze, and say you brought Eze on.
But then
I
that
would have argued that today, Tone.
that proves how bad Odegaard's been the last couple of games. If we're literally saying Marino's technically not a number 10, he's a
No,
number 8
he's
or
just
a striker.
he's your sort of like he's your a unicorn squad player they call it. He can play
Yeah.
anywhere for
And
you.
if we're
He's
crying out for someone like
he's
him, or even Wanyeri,
exactly
if we'd have
and
got like
not you.
Wanyeri starting today, I reckon he would have been even the figures of Eze, right? Well, I'm crying out for Eze in these sort of games because Eze will stay in that number 10 role. He won't try and float around, get the ball to feet. And I think Odegaard does that to get involved in the game, but also to show that he's involved in the play. Whereas you don't want him there because what it does is isolates your striker and there's just no space.
Can I
When you've got a low block, right?
yeah,
If you watch that game back, Wayne, and I was
yeah.
watching as well, I'd say every given moment in that game when we had the ball, Gyökeres had at least 3 defenders around him. Now
He's always gonna he's the
you're
most
not
marked
gonna
he's the most
get
tightly
anything.
marked striker, Tone. Sky done a thing. He's the most tightly strike marker in terms of how much space he got. He's new. People have seen the fact that this geezer scored 97 goals. He's like, he's like one of the highest scoring players in Europe. So he's going to be. Every manager can say, get tight with him, get touch
Yeah,
tight. And Shuri as well, 100%. The thing is with having a Saka on the pitch is as much as he's out of form, I'd rather have a Saka on the pitch than an Erdegaard because. But what Erdegaard is, guys, is he's Mikel Arteta's voice on the pitch, so that's why he's playing because he's going, he's leading the press, he's telling this, he's doing that. He's his voice, and there's times it's like we need you to do more. We need you to get back to 22, 23 Erdegaard that was banging goals in from outside the box. Like I was screaming for with Martinelli. And yeah, it's just some the team. It was just a really poor display, Tone. And
yeah. No, look, we have to
it's
one of the things.
frustrating as hell, boy. We have to look at the positives though,
Yeah, we
but it's
haven't lost.
frustrating as hell.
It's a point. It's a point gained, but I think it only works out to be a positive weekend, like a one we've got away
Fair
with.
play, fair play, Shuri. Fair play. Yeah.
A true reflection of Emmanuel is his captain, and where I end my argument. Yeah, no arguments there, mate. No arguments there. And I've is he Arteta is literally got this season right? He cannot throw this season away, right? He's got under a lot of pressure this season, and I think he's got to look around him and go, right, who's going to step up and who's going to do a job for me? Rice is your guy.
Um,
Sorry,
yeah,
Rice is the guy to lead this team to that
Mike,
title.
he should This is what we were saying as well, mate. You definitely earlier in the chat is I just like Tony said as well and suggested. Salah's a different kind of player, but we need a player to do that kind of level. I mean, also as well, he's had such a load, this kid, but we're asking him to pull us out of this. We've got our squad bolstered, and he's not playing Ezza. Medweke did have a good game time, but again, he didn't create as much havoc that we need him to do
No,
to unlock this team. So this is what I'm saying. It's when the pressure's all on and it's all down to Saka. It's not really fair. And why sign players if you don't think they're going to be them different makers, or you're not putting them in often enough? What confidence with Madweke though, guys, right? What kind of confidence would it give you as a player? Now, listen, we'd love to all be professional football players, but Madweke bangs 2 goals in the Champions League and doesn't play for 3 or 4 games on the bounce. What's that say to
that's
you,
what
Tone?
that's what I'm saying, Wayne. How do you expect?
Eza, he's struggling. Don't get me wrong. He banged in a hat trick against Tottenham. He was phenomenal that game. We had a chat about it a couple of streams back, maybe last week. It might have been the preview, might have been whatever. But we said he's absolutely phenomenal, right? And he's holding bench because he made a defensive mistake that it's all right. It cost us a defeat, but we're playing. You're not playing him now, and it's costing us points. Like
Yeah,
against Liverpool, Saka, Erdegaard disappeared. Our captain disappeared. They had the ball, and Liverpool didn't threaten the goal. Neither did Forest today, but he disappeared again. It can't be a trend. Get someone who's going to try and get on the ball. As his confidence is gone, there's times I think he's coming on and he's not demanding the ball. Come on and demand the ball. Right, that's what you need. But his confidence is done because his manager don't want to bring him on in the fucking Premier League.
he was. Do you know what? I don't know if you guys noticed after the final whistle, he was having a really good chat with Gibbs White, and they're both. And what have they both got in common? Like, they're probably mates outside of the game and all that stuff, but one thing they've both got in common is they both nearly joined Spurs. Now,
Yeah.
I wonder if they're both saying to each other, "Oh, should we have gone?" Like, and Eze was sort of, he looks like a frustrated figure for me.
I think, listen, it can be. You're joining your boyhood club. You've got an overly defensive manager who, for whatever it is, whether it's people are trying to say it's because Ezra's played a lot more money, a lot more games, sorry. But it's like, for fuck's sake, he's made a mistake. I get it, but you'd like, if you want this boy to start cooking, you need to start getting him in. And this is a game. This game had Ezra written all over it. You have to allow this boy to express himself because you're playing an overly cautious player. Why are we playing overly cautious against an overly cautious manager? And like
Yeah,
it's that's you just it's boring. Like someone online on X said, it's boring. It was. It's fucking boring. Why is it boring? Because you got two managers, one that doesn't want to lose because he's in a relegation scrap, and you got one that doesn't want to concede a goal, yet he's in a title race. Unleash it, mate. Just that you don't have to play Declan Rice and Zubi all the time in certain game states where you need like Maverick. You know, put him on. You didn't need Erdegaard and Zubi today. They struggled. You could have had Eza today from the start, or bring him on half time. Just get some balls now because he's making silly mistakes. It's costing you points that you should have won. You know. So listen, confidence is low, but we're saying that because we're 7 points clear, and we're saying it because of confidence low. But PTSD will always appear when this manager is struggling to rotate properly, Tone, or and get the best out of players. And when players are off form, Tone, you shouldn't be playing. That's simple. Simple.
yeah, yeah. The journalism is garbage in England because these are. So I can't read tonight. Sorry, mate. The journalism is garbage in England because these are the questions Arteta should be hammered with at the press conference. Yeah, no, you know what it is, mate. And I was reading
Yeah,
as a
I
few
agree, Sherry. Yeah.
you you got to be careful what questions you ask because you can get kicked out, and a lot of the journalists don't want to get kicked off of
To
press
be fair,
conferences.
Sherry, these managers can just kick them straight out and they won't be invited back in, mate. So of course they
So
kind of
it's all got to be conservative. I can't sit there
yeah.
and go, should you? I mean, I would
Should you
love
be
for a
playing Eza
I'd
instead
love,
of Erdegaard or whatever?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love for a journalist just to say to him, why the hell did you buy Eze if you're not going to play him? What,
Yeah.
what, what? what you could, you know what I mean? Why does Odegaard start every game when he's not been great this
Why
season?
does he carry on
Like,
starting for you? He leaves the press for you. What I'm saying to you is, this is what I'm saying. He will not be. He's not rigid enough. You know.
evening, Malcolm. How are you, mate?
Yeah.
All right, lads. I want Ben White to Everton. He's perfect. How much do you value him? Oh,
Well, you might have to take him in the
30
summer,
mil,
mate, because
George.
we
30
haven't.
mil.
Well, 30 mil could be a reasonable one, but right now, thanks again for joining. It's nice to see you,
I'll
Malcolm, my
do us
friend.
a favour as well, Malcolm. Beat Aston Villa tomorrow.
Do Villa, or at least hold them to a draw, matey, because we
Yeah,
were poor tonight. But yeah, anyway, good luck tomorrow. Thanks for
yeah,
joining, mate.
yeah.
Benny White is, at this moment in time, we need him unless we're going to sign another player. But yeah, I'd say in the summer, if Timber's gonna, if Calafiori comes back, White don't play today. That's the be all and end all of it. But Benny White is a good player for me
I
at this
think
moment to keep.
on
So
on Callum, mate, I think
in
he is quite close, which is good. So he should be back in hopefully for the United game. That'd be
Timber is
great.
a good defender, but I don't think he benefits as playing at left back. He needs to go back to right back. But Benny White adds there's such a thing because Timber's a better defender, but Benny White's a better attacker. But yeah, 30 million, Malcolm. We're in the summer, 25, 30 mil. We'll have a discussion as long as we've got a replacement because we need him at the moment, mate. We need him,
Shree,
unfortunately.
very good point, mate. I was feeling a comment out from Sharia. When Charles Watt asked him about the handbrake question after playing Marino in the 10, he actually felt pressured. And the Newcastle game, Eze started number 10. Yeah? Yeah, I remember
That
that.
was also Gyökeres played fantastic. This is what I'm trying to say. Like Erdegaard, I don't think as well that Erdegaard is helping to get the best out of Gyökeres either. And I think he holds it back. And then if you got Erdegaard who's got the ball and he's dropping in, he's trying to dink it through. You got a winger in Saka who naturally wants to go onto his left now and dink it in. Sometimes add that Maverick who's just going to go give me if Saka cuts in, Eze's dropping there and going give me that ball. He's making a run or he's having a dink. I just think it will help. It's detrimental to this team right now that he's not putting Eze into the 10 and giving him a role there. If you don't, as I've said 15, 20 minutes ago, and I'll repeat it, but guys, and I apologise. If you don't trust him currently as an iteration at left wing, put him in the 10. You know, do it. Simple. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. He can help unlock that. He can give him a free role, and sometimes as well, Tone. It might help if you play a Havertz or a Moreno because he can be a box crashing support striker number 10, and like he did at
What?
Tottenham. Because look, who played up top against Tottenham? Moreno. Is
Yeah,
Moreno a striker? No.
no.
So he was a
But
shadow striker, Ezra, and got an hat
what
trick. Well, that's
what I didn't get today was why did he put Jesus on the Havertz? If you're whipping the ball in the
Jesus
box,
shouldn't have come on. Jesus shouldn't have been on at all.
yeah.
I don't know
If you're
what
whipping the
he's
ball in,
thinking.
because what was we doing in the last 10 minutes? We was going out wide and the ball was getting whipped into the box, right? Jesus is never going to be on the end of them. I'm sorry, he's not that sort of striker. If you've got
I must
Havertz,
think he's
you know,
trying to hold
Jokeres up
Havertz
there.
back, Tone. He has to. In my opinion, he has to. Gyökeres shouldn't be playing against Inter. He done the business against Chelsea. He had a great game against Chelsea, mate. You don't get man of the match. He played a very good game. Whether the boy's blown out of it, a lot of this is just a lot. There's a lot of tiredness as well. But it's because he's not rotating effectively enough, Tone. You know.
Cool. Yeah, Mr. T. Kado, welcome to the channel. I think you're new. Welcome, buddy.
It looks
Um,
like it. And welcome to the channel, mate. But it does. It really does. You can't help but think that, can you? Why are you not passing to your number 9? Like, is it because you're demanding that you have a false 9 up there? They're too rigid. They're too used to playing with someone who's not an out and out forward, mate. But thanks for joining. Please
based on
hit
the
the like as well, guys. We do appreciate it.
yeah, guys, yeah, please hit the like button if you haven't. That
Just
really
after the
helps the
video
channel.
goes, guys. I mean, but we do appreciate the comments. But yeah, exactly. This is the thing. This is the
On
thing,
this
Tony.
comment, Wayne,
You know.
Odegaard and Saka. You keep pointing your one while I'm talking, mate. I'm on the tee tonight. It's been one of them nights. Odegaard and Saka has made a pact not to pass to Gyökeres. Sounds crazy, but do you know what? On that comment, very good comment, by the way. Did you guys see that GIF on X? Or was it a GIF or more of a video where they've captured Gyökeres literally moaning in during games and during half time, where he's literally pointing to Saka, and the whole thing about him pushing him away when he scored that goal, right? They've entwined them both together in the video to show you that he's frustration with Saka. Now, I don't think he pushed him to be malice and go get away from me. I think it was more of a like, I think it was more like I've scored a goal now. Everyone just shut up and leave me alone, sort of thing. That's what that the body language I got from it, which is fine. But I do see what you're saying with that. And I don't think it's necessary that they don't pass them. I think the way that they play, and I'll refer you back to Jamie Redknapp's comments in the midweek cup game, right? When when Saka gets the ball, how many times does he go that way, then go that way, then go that way, then go that way, then he'll whip it in? It's too late.
Yep.
Chris has made his run. He's being marked. You go again, you go again. As a striker, that is. I'm not a professional striker, right? But if you watch him, that must be the most frustrating thing in the world, right? You're knackering yourself out because you're trying to get away from the defender. You got away from him, right? Now play it, and he goes back inside, goes to Odegaard, goes back to him, goes back to him, goes back to him. Then by the time the ball goes in, it's not going to go to him. The defenders have marked him, and that's why. Look at tonight. Really good example. Madueke done it. Stopped. Back to Odegaard. Back to Madueke. Back to Saliba. Back to Ben White. Back to Odegaard. Back to Madueke. Back to Odegaard. Then he whips it in, and Jokeres is like, guys, I'm fucking marked now. It's like, what's the point?
Listen. There's one guy on the X actually, and he went, "Oh, Arsenal. When was a team winning something, playing with a bad striker?" And he was saying something about I was saying France '98. I couldn't remember the French striker that they were playing with to win the World Cup. But I think myself, he's not the world's worst bloody striker. There's times when you just think to yourself, if certain situations and strengths of players, we are not playing anywhere near to his strengths. You're
Yeah,
not going to get the best out of him when he's not playing alongside player. There's no wavelength. There's no player that is picking it up. How Gyökeres is playing. Is he elite? I've had this discussion, and I'll agree with what they say. He's not elite technically. He's not an elite striker. What he is he's got that will that has kind of been pushed. I don't know if it's Arteta's coaching, but that will has been fucking drained from him because this guy is a mental. Like someone called him like a mentality monster. Gets into the box, I'll get on the end of it. It comes off my shin, I'll get it in. He loves to score a goal, and we've just not played to that. So we can look at certain situations, but saying he's one of the like when's a team won something with as worse a striker as that, I think that's a bit harsh. You're going a bit over the level.
he can score the type of goals that we need him to score. Looking pre-season against I think it was Bilbao. Do you remember Zumini's with the ball first time and he
That was
headed
a
it in?
fantastic
Right?
goal.
We
That's a
haven't seen that this
fantastic goal.
season. We haven't seen it this season,
No?
and but then what did we do? He played that first time, right? First time, whip it in quicker. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. And any striker, even Haaland, right? This comment here, this comment I've just seen here, is it here? Oh, anyway, yeah. Sorry, there's loads of comments tonight, guys. Thank you. But there was one. I think someone put a comment about Haaland struggling in this sort of lineup and the way we play. Sweden's comment here: Odegaard needs to fix up generally because it end up being another Shaka situation because he's on the thin line with the band. Yeah, yeah. The fan base don't. I think Odegaard. I think Saka's got credit in the bank with a lot of supporters, right? So he's not playing too well, but there's still a little bit of protection. Disregard, yeah, but he's still that way. And you're naturally you go, oh, he's been carrying us, so we need to lay off of him. And I agree with that. He's got players around him now that can help carry that load.
Yeah.
Odegaard should be one of them. At the moment, he's not stepping up. So at what point does Arteta look? Eze should start against Inter Milan, right, during the week. If he has a blinder, he starts against United, but he won't because Arteta's got an affinity to Odegaard as his captain, and he needs. And if this could generally cost him the league, the fact that he's got an affinity to certain players that aren't giving him the same feedback.
There's it. What it is you're going to go like last year. We had you look at it now. And obviously, you had Madueke starting. You got Gyökeres as your number 9, but you've got you got like Martinelli coming on. Martinelli was struggling. We weren't good enough. Trossard has been in phenomenal form, but his dips a little. We haven't kind of had a bit of output from him for the last couple of games. He had a niggling injury. Sorry, but these are the same players that we failed to win the title with prior, right? So you brought in these players a bit like a Yokerezi and Noni, Eza, and you're not utilising them, Tane.
No, and that's what
Like so,
that's
like
what's
Shuey's
frustrating.
saying as well. That's what I think he's trying to get at, Tone. And with Erdegaard as well, this is what he's come in. and Ez is not getting a look in. And if
By
he's
the way,
he should be getting a look in.
Odegaard is a very, very good technical footballer. Right? I'm not saying
Some of his
I'm
stuff.
not
He's a
talking
brilliant. He's close
like he's
control. Yeah,
that he's shit. He's not shit. He's a very good footballer, but I don't
we're
know
not
what's
saying
going
he's
on with him
shit.
right
No,
now.
not at all.
And I don't know if that's the Arteta, the coaching again. It all comes down to tactical and coaching. Mike's put another comment in there. Thank you for this. Odegaard should rest Rice at number 8. Arteta must try to reverse the wingers and play with crosses and through balls. Other than that, even Haaland will flop. That's the Haaland comment I just see in my peripheral vision there. Yeah, look, I think that exactly that. Haaland would be the same as Gyökeres in this situation, whereas Haaland would make that run.
Yeah,
The only difference is Haaland is an absolute beast, and he probably beat up Saka in the changing room for not crossing it in earlier, right? Gyökeres doesn't have that mentality where I'd love to see the changing room after today's game and after the Liverpool game and after the games, because I genuinely think Rice is scurfing people up in that changing room because he looks like a sort of guy that gets that frustrated. He wants to win so bad, right?
He
And I
hasn't
love
joined
that.
us to not. He hasn't
I
joined us
love
to not
that. He
compete for the
literally,
Champions League or win the Premier League. He's not.
yeah.
He's joined us to win, son. So
When things
he's going
get
to want
tough,
players around him.
when things get tough, we need players to step up. Tonight was a tough game, right? Forest were fighting for their lives. West Ham won their game before, so Sean Dyche would have literally gone, guys, we need to get this. We need to get up for this. So we knew they was going to go out for this. Eugene, welcome to the channel, buddy. Arsenal fans, yes, we would have wanted 3 points, but only 1 point, and it's very frustrating. Let's not lose our heads. We still need to back Arteta and the boys. Let's move forward. Come on, you Gunners. Yeah, very good comment. Look, we
Thanks for joining, mate.
thanks for joining. Yeah, look, it's not. We are frustrated. Yeah, and I think the conversation tonight is body a bit of therapy because we are frustrated because we had a really big opportunity to create a massive gap and make
I just think
points.
it's PTSD time.
We
It's PTSD. That's
yeah,
all
exactly what it is tonight is it's PTSD. Everyone's going, oh no, don't like we
just want our boys. We want us. We want us to. Yeah, we don't listen. We don't want to a title, but this City are struggling, right? As they've said, their last 4 games they've got 3 points, right? And if you look at that, we should be 9 to 11 points clear of them. If you're wanting to win something, and then you draw, It's a tough one,
Yeah, Malcolm was just saying that.
Yeah, exactly, Matt. We're just saying that, Malcolm.
We knew what to expect. This is why Arteta should have set up knowing what Sean Dyche was going to do.
He's been there. You boys beat us 1-0. Sean Dykes has done it to us. He come in and he still hasn't learned. This is the only worrying thing I will say is that and you've got players that can unlock that in all due respect. But he as I say, he's not utilising that, and he's carrying on. Odegaard, I say, if you're going to rest it, you should have rested him. If Trossard did Trossard start again? He started against Chelsea, didn't he? So he did start, fair enough. But as you say, why can't we in this sense? If you're struggling to get the best out of your and what was just said, sorry, one of the previous comments, I apologise, guys. Mike said, get your natural players on the wing. Who is your other winger who's left-footed other than Saka? Noni and Saka. Give that a go at one point where you get him whipping that in from his left foot and see if that will change any kind of thing if it's not working. Or Saka on the left.
Yeah, why does I said this in the preview, right? Why does wingers not switch wings now? Remember that used to be a thing where they'd swap wings. I don't see that no more. Again, that's probably Arteta being a robotic coach that he is, right? I think that when the tank's not going your way, like Saka gets doubled up on that. They know he's going to go onto his left foot, right? So I don't know if you notice, he gets doubled up. One goes to the ball, and one will step to the right of that defender so that he can't go onto his left foot and whip it in because that's where he's dangerous. So why not switch it up? If Martinelli's on the left or Trossard, swap them over. Because
right footer on the right, left footer on the left, and
they'll drive because then it can drive down the byline and then whip it in that way, right? And say we get on with that, but we're not. But then we're not trying different things. Why are we not doing that? That's what I don't get. It's the same old cycle. Sean Dyche knows exactly what Arteta's going to do. He knows exactly what he's going to do. Yeah, it doesn't take a genius to work out. The last 5 games, Arteta set up the same way. The only difficulty that Sean Dyche probably would have tonight is what players is he going to start to prep for that game.
Yeah.
So, Look, we've been on stream for well over an hour. God, that's gone really quick, really quick.
So
We'll start closing the stream down. Wayne, do you want to give us some closing thoughts? Get some last minute comments and we'll read them out. Go on,
yeah.
Wayne.
Yeah, I mean, listen, as said, I mean, it's frustrating with it. I think we have to kind of look at it on that sense. I still believe I'd rather be chased by an Emery Aston Villa than a Pep Guardiola City. We've got 7 points, could have been 9, could have been 11, but listen, it is what it is. Liverpool came to the Emirates, they set up to frustrate, they got a 0-0. This was a champion. This was they're battling for relegation. Just as you just said, Tone. You know, the other team in their vicinity won, so they're under pressure. They're at home. You know, Sean Dyche does what Sean Dyche does. He'll more likely save them from relegation. That's the kind of manager he is.
Yeah.
You know, we can be frustrated with it, but again, there's 16 more cup finals in this league. And I still believe the teams around us, aka Aston Villa and Man City, will drop points. We have to do what we've got to do and keep going. We're still 7 points clear as it stands, guys. So we'll enjoy the Saturday. But as I say, Tone, I still believe, if Aston Villa, in all due respect, the depth will let them down in that thing. I don't think they got the depth of it. But again, we're not using our depth correctly. But we're still top of the league. We're still in all cup competitions. We're top of the Champions League. Let's enjoy it. But be a bit realistic to say we want better. It needs to be better when the opportunity's there. Time. We can't bottle this league.
No, and I think that's what I think the PTSD is kicking. Everyone's getting a little bit nervous whenever we drop points.
It's just a little bit nervy when you've got that opportunity.
Cool. Well, that's it from us, guys. If you're new around here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for all your comments, even they've been great. Been a very good conversation. I'll talk in a minute. Join us during the week for the Champions League preview. Cool.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
You just stopped. You just stopped there, Tony. I thought you glitched.
No, I see some last minute comments coming in, but yeah, no, we'll leave them. But join us on the next stream, guys, for the Inter Milan game. Take care.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Appreciate it. All the best.